Hi, and welcome to Winvoice Online Tutorials. Today we're going to go over company configuration. To get to company configuration, we'll go to the menu, over here to Admin, Settings, and then Company. Once inside of Company, you'll see that we have the ability to allow record time clock online. That means this would allow your employees to use the time clock on the website. If you have that unchecked, they can only use it on the exterior program that we provide. Below that, you'll see there's also time zone. Time zone, obviously you select the time zone you're in and all the times will be appropriate to your location. Date format, you'll see that we have many different options there. If there's not one there that you don't see, please let us know and we'll try and add it. This does not affect the way things print out. Printouts are special and we have to modify those for you. Under default due time and default scheduled time, what this allows you to do is set a time of day when cases are due by default. That means if you want to have all your cases done by like 3, generally you'd set this to be, this is 4 right now, but you'd set this to be 15, and then by 3 o'clock they'd all be due by 3 o'clock that day. You also can set that per invoice as you enter them in. By default, we have those times hidden unless people want to schedule things down to the hour or even minute. Schedule turnaround time allows you to automatically set a number of days from the date the case is entered to the date that it's scheduled, which means that if you entered in a case today, then it would be scheduled for 4 business days from today's date. So since today is Tuesday, we'll say it would be scheduled for Monday. Unless you work weekends, and then it would be scheduled for Saturday. Process credit card. Click to process credit cards per invoice and admin billing cycles. This allows you to process credit cards for individual invoices as opposed to entire statements. Below that is the Marathon username and password, which will allow you to process credit cards. Then we have hide dates. You don't have to have all these dates on your invoices. Some people just like to have the date that they entered in the case and the date that it was shipped out. So you can eliminate these by putting check marks next to due and scheduled and appointment and entered. Split shades. Split your shades into incisal, body, and cervical, or top, middle, bottom. And you again don't have to have that checked. It's just an extra option on the invoice. If you don't have it checked, it'll just have a single line for shade. Hide payment type. Hide payment type on create invoice. Payment types can be used for, say you want to set invoices as COD, or say they're going to pay for those cases as they get them. You can set up to pay by credit card or pay by cash. Whatever you want to do as a payment type. A lot of the time that's not used in terms of individual payment of invoices because a lot of people will pay on statement, but occasionally you'll want to set up like, hey, I want this invoice paid for immediately, so you can do that. Schedule invoices minimum, target, excess, and schedule units minimum, target, and excess allow you to set up a scheduling calendar. The scheduling calendar, whenever you see it, it has the days of the month, and you'll have green being below the minimum, yellow being the target number, and excess being in red. This way it will help you organize what's going out in your lab per day, either by case, by invoice number, or by units. Show billing cycle back. What that does is will show you a number of billing cycles equal to that number. So if you wanted to look, say, 2 years back and you didn't want to see anything beyond that, you can set this to be 24 and it would only be 24 months back. If you want to see 3 years back, you could set it to be 36 and it would show you 3 years back. Or if you wanted to go back 2.5 years, you could set it to be 30 and it would go back 2.5 years. Main admin. What main admin does is anytime you get requests or anything sent to your company, it would go to the main admin, whoever you have that set up as. Print upper printout text and full lower printout text is for printouts of your tooth arches. You can give, this way you can give better descriptions. Some places call them different things. based on the laboratory, based on the type of work they do. So what that would allow them to do is to customize it to their laboratory. Company name style override and company slogan style override allows you to use HTML code to stylize your name and your slogan at the top of the screen. You can use any standard style format for that, and it should change the way the text looks. Hide, save, show only, shave, and ship on invoice. Some laboratories will only invoice cases as they're going out of the laboratory. So instead of invoicing them as they come in, or inputting them into the system and doing a work ticket and tracking as it goes through the laboratory, what they do is just when the case gets done, they input the case just for billing purposes. So the save and ship button, what that allows you to do is to click on that. It will save and ship the case, so basically you don't have to go back to the screen and ship it again. That button is normally visible all the time. What this does, it would hide the save button, so the only option you have is click save and ship. And of course, required tray requires a tray number on a new invoice. That means if you edit an existing invoice, it won't require a tray. But any new invoices you put in, it will make you put a tray number before going on. Well, I think that concludes everything under company configuration. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.